Wise Cash.
Mali na naman ako, Ace. Wise
Cash. Cash.
Yeah.
Sobrang feel na feel namin ng school spirit ni Floy ngayon. Tignan mo naman. Oh,
Ghost
yeah. Congratulations nga pala to the UST Salingawi Dance Troupe for again being back on the podium.
Yeah, of course.
Di mo bakit ka-congratulate?
Congratulations, UST Growling Tigers.
Hindi mo ba congratulate?
Congratulations, UST Growling Tigers.
So, congratulations. Ako na lang congratulate.
Yeah, congratulations to University of the Philippines for winning.
For
winning first runner-up.
Yes,
for the
but I will always
cheer
pledge
dance
allegiance to my alma mater no undergrad. Win or lose, it's the school I choose. Go Ateneo. Kahit 8th place tayo, okay lang yan. I believe in the power of the Blue Bubble Battalion.
Ghost Ace, ano ba? Bakit ba puro usapang cheer dancing?
Alam mo kasi, Floy, kahapon,
ano meron?
Nag-aalala kasi ako. Matagal na ako nanonood ng cheer dance, no? Pero lagi kong naiisip, what if may isa tayong cheer dancer dyan na
halimbawa,
hindi
ikaw
masalo nung mga...
Mahilig ka pa naman sumayaw, no?
Mahilig din ako mag-cheer dance.
Mag-cheer, yes.
Yan.
Halimbawa, nagtumbling-tumbling ka.
Tapos bigla kang nabalian, o ganyan. Siyempre,
so,
mahirap yan.
Yes,
mahirap yan. Lalo, magpapadoktor, medyo magastos. Diba?
So, that's the reason why ang topic natin for today is getting secured
with insurance.
Bakit usapang insurance? What's the importance of insurance is to...
Well, for me, I got kasi my insurance mga 2 years ago lang. I was 22 back then. And then I realized na siguro there are a lot of unpredictable circumstances that will, we can't foresee that will happen in our lives. So sabi ko, might as well be prepared for it, no?
So at a very young age, hindi practical? Mukha bang hindi practical kasi you're very young and then you're already insured, parang sayang sa pera. Yeah.
Sabi kasi nila, tignan mo pag nakikita mo yung mga may-ari ng sasakyan, 'di ba naglalagay sila ng spare tire.
Yeah.
Pero hindi naman nila in-expect na masisiraan sila ng gulong o kaya mafaflatan talaga sila sa daan, but still they bring a spare tire.
Yes.
So I think that's similar to having an insurance. You don't really want or you don't really, di ba?
It's security. Actually, ang nakakatawa dyan, most of the people, when we're talking about insurance, ang ina-avail nila something na, what you call this? Ito. I'll give you an example. Say, a majority of the car owners in the Philippines, lahat ng mga pag bumibili ng brand new car, they are insured, yung kotse nila. They are insured with their car.
Right.
But kung tatanungin mo, is your life insured? Most of the time, hindi.
Kasi,
but the thing is, sila yung kapitan of the car, they're the one driving, nire-risk nila yung buhay nila. In terms of pagdaan sa EDSA, pagdaan sa kung ano madidilim na kalye, and yet, they're not securing themselves.
That's true. A lot of people kasi think they don't need it.
Yeah.
Kasi healthy naman sila, they're young. If they get sick, they have their parents or they have supporters who will fund their medical needs. So medyo...
Yeah. Actually, may kwento ako sa'yo, Ace. This one is, na-encounter natin. I have a friend, financial advisor. Pumunta yan sa isang mayaman na tao.
Okay.
Let's just say this rich guy owns at least 10 million in properties. So maraming property ang taong to. So inofera niya, sir, kuha ka ng insurance.
Okay.
Explain. At the end of the day, hindi nakuha nung advisor si sir. Kasi nakatwiran ng rich guy is, I am rich enough. Why do I need the insurance pa? I have a lot of money. I have a lot of properties. But the thing is, within that year, that rich person died.
Oh.
Yes, namatay. And what happened next? Siyempre, i-claim ng family yung asset. Yes, the estate. Then, the government charged this person, of course, the estate tax. So, what does the estate tax? Ito yung tinatax sa atin na kung saan something happened to the person, namatay, in short. The government will take over to charge you with the estate tax. That's the only time na pwede mo lang maklaim yung asset mo if mabayaran ng beneficiary yung mismong estate. So, what happened next to this family? Wala silang choice eh. They had to sell their properties. For example, they sold the property worth 3 million in pesos. Binenta nila ng around 2 million palugi. Kasi they need to claim the estate tax, which is ang estate tax from the time that you have to at least 200,000 pesos, automatic kasama ka na sa estate tax. So that's the reason why, that's one importance of being insured, being secured and being insured. Ngayon, meron tayong mga kasama dito sa araw na to to help us.
Marami pa tayong mga topics about insurance na i-discuss, not only estate tax or estate planning. We will also discuss ano ba yung mga different kinds of insurance and ano yung mga advantages, disadvantages of the different plans that we can get from the various companies that offer insurance.
And, ano ba yung pre-need plan? Ano ba yung educational plan?
And to talk about that more, we have 3 guests here with us today. They will introduce themselves because they are very bibo. Ito po sila.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Ayan. Hi. Sige, sino mauna?
Sige, ako muna. Hi, I'm Sherry. I'm a financial consultant.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ron Magsalin. I'm also a financial advisor.
Hi, my name is MJ Abanilla. I used to be a financial advisor, but right now I work as a relationship manager.
Wow.
Very, financial advisors
very
sila lahat.
equipped yung mga taong to.
Yeah, and they're very knowledgeable about it.
They're very knowledgeable. This is the reason why we invited them because we want to have a unbiased review kung ano ba talaga ang insurance or unbiased definition and purpose of being insured. Ayan. That's the reason why tutulungan tayo ng mga kasama natin. Sa araw na to.
As we were discussing nga po kanina, nakita natin kasi a lot of the reasons why people don't get insurance is they think they're young. So I'm healthy, my parents are there. Pero as financial advisors, financial consultants, I'm sure na-encounter nyo na yung mga ganito. So ano ba usually yung mga advice natin sana for mga, people like this, mga clients natin na ganito? Oh, I'm young, hindi ko kailangan yan.
Yes.
Sige,
Ako usually kasi I ask, parang pag tinatanong ko yung mga tao, sino ang mas nangangailangan ng insurance? Is it a 30-year-old or a 60-year-old? Parang most of the people will say it's the 60-year-old kasi matanda na, mamamatay na siya. So they think, they perceive insurance na makukuha mo lang siya dahil, which is totoo naman din talaga if the person dies. But the 60-year-old usually are retirees. And the 30-year-old are yung mga nagtatrabaho, are working. So, among the two, sino yung mas nangangailangan ng protection? So, yun yung maling conception nila. They think na kapag matanda ka, dun pa lang sila kukuha ng insurance, which is wrong. Dahil kapag kumuha ka ng matanda ka, ang mahal na ng premium mo. Ayun. While you start young, mas mura pa yung premium.
So, what MG said is, she compared a 30-year-old and a 60-year-old. Sino yung mas malaga in getting insured?
Better pala talaga if, for example, you get an insurance while you're young.
Yes.
Actually, ano bang purpose na bakit tayo kumukuha ng insurance?
Yeah, oo nga.
This is to protect your capability to earn in the future. Yun naman talaga ang coverage ng insurance, especially if you have dependents. Magkakaroon ng insurance sa isang tao because para pag nawala siya, still protected, or at least naman the new breadwinner will have time para makapaghanap ng another source of income pag nawala na yung primary breadwinner. And usually kasi nangyayari, habang bata pa, hindi ko kailangan ng insurance dahil wala naman kailangang sustentuhan. Bata pa ako, wala naman ako pinagpag-aral. But insurance now have evolved. It's not about death benefits only. So, like what I always tell to single people, what happens if you become disabled? Wala kang dependent, but you will be the one to depend on the household. Sino
ikaw na ang aasa.
Ikaw na ang aasa. At sino naman ang maaasahan mo? Ayan.
Mukhang pinagandaan ni Mr. Ron.
May
By the way, Ron Magsalin is one of the admins of Pinoy Insurance Talk. Hello to the
Pinoy Insurance Talk community.
Pinoy Insurance Talk, the admins. Thank you for for joining us today also, Ron. And and by the way, si Miss Cherry.
Si Ate Cherry. Sabi nila kanina, sabi ni Sir Ron, hindi na lang siya death benefit. Ano pa ba yung mga benefits ng insurance?
Actually, personally, my advocacy is insurance as protection for critical illness.
So, critical illness. What is critical illness?
Critical illness are terminal illnesses such as
life-threatening.
Cancer, heart attack, stroke. Ayan. And actually, these illnesses are very expensive. If you go to the hospital, talagang minsan ang mga tao nababaon sa utang with these illnesses.
Siyempre, paggamot pa lang magkano na yun. Cancer, ilang milyon yan.
Of course. And
instant
yung
million.
Yung mga relatives, actually, it's, talaga, emotionally na draining. O paano pag
financially draining?
It's okay na siguro.
Parang may hugot kaya ta meron ka personal experience sa ganyan.
Actually, I have experienced a claim.
Okay, so what happened during that claim?
I have this client for a year pa lang.
Okay.
And this client is very healthy. No? Although, medyo may edad pa na, very healthy naman. And after a year, he got the policy. He was diagnosed with cancer. And
so itong client mo na tayo breadwinner?
Yes, alone breadwinner. And dinadiagnose pa lang yung cancer. Siyempre, at first, hindi mo naman alam na cancer. Actually, Filipinos ayaw nilang tanggapin na cancer na kasi terminal na nga no. Bago pa ma-diagnose, ang nagastos na is more or less 1 million.
Siyempre, yung mga tests.
Yes. Ayaw pang tanggapin. And then, siyempre, after that, there will be chemotherapy, tapos matagal sa hospital. So, it will be very, very expensive. So, para maiwasan na natin yung financial drain na kalagayan, ayun. It's good if we have...
So, in short, itong client na to, he was able to avail the benefit ng critical illness. Kasi inavail niya from what she got from your company. Is it right? Wow. So in short, wala siyang ready money, or let's say may ready money, pero
but the insurance covered for some of the expenses.
Wow. So that's one of the benefits ng pagiging short, the critical illness coverage. Pero most of the people, they're also wondering, ano ba iba't ibang klase ng insurance? Can you guys give us an idea? Kasi nalilito kami, ano yung pre-need plan? Ano yung term insurance? Ano ba yung...
Marami nga silang mga ino-offer kasi right now in the market. Iba-ibang mga companies. If you search it sa internet, maraming mga makikita kayo dyan. Iba-ibang klase. Oh, this company offers this. Anong kaibahan niya dito sa offer na ganito? Pareho naman sila ng tawag. Diba? We don't need to mention companies, but offhand, what are the... Please educate us about the different kinds of insurance.
Okay, dun muna tayo sa first na pure insurance. That's what you call term insurance.
Okay.
That is the type of insurance wherein comparing it to other types of insurance with a small premium, it can give the highest coverage. Yun naman ang purpose talaga of getting insured for us to protection and to at least get enough protection. So term insurance can
term insurance meaning you get it for talagang a term.
Yes, sabi nga nila, it's vanilla type of insurance.
Vanilla type.
It's the cheapest actually. Type of insurance.
Because you're just paying for the protection.
Just for the protection.
For a certain period of time.
Yes. For a certain period.
Sure, walang value to. I just want to be covered. Against term insurance.
Coverage, protection lang.
Wow, okay.
And then since nag-start na mag-evolve, and then of course, iba-iba tayo ng preferences, yung mga tao na, may narinig ba kayo na, ayoko bumili insurance kasi maggamit ka lang yung pag namatay ako eh.
Marami.
Diba? Ganyan.
Usually, initial reaction.
Yeah, so nagkaroon ng different types of insurance, nagkaroon na ng whole life wherein the plan accumulates cash value, meron dividends, meron din namang tinatawag na endowment which is protected ka for a certain period of time, let's say 20 years. Pag nabuhay after 20 years, you get the death benefit plus the dividends. And then ngayon yung naging popular nga is what we call VUL or
variable unit link
or unit link insurance, which is insurance na link naman sa investment.
So it's parang two products in one.
Yes.
So you have an insurance coverage, you have an investment coverage.
Yes.
Pero ano yung difference nitong VUL? Diba, sabi nila may insurance, may investment. Anong difference niya dun sa pure insurance lang?
Pure insurance.
But diba, how do you call that? I think there's a strategy na parang sabi nila, you can get a VUL or you can buy a term insurance.
Yes, that's right.
And the difference, i-invest mo na lang. I think si MG, si MG ang may experience dyan. How do you, and when did you start pala having an insurance plan?
Siguro mga 2 years ago. Ayun, I started as a financial advisor mga 3 years ago na. And then, syempre, inaaral ko pa lang siya, tinuturo ko siya sa mga kliyente ko. And ako, for me to be able to, parang to become effective in advising sa mga clients ko, kailangan i-practice ko siya
walk the talk. Walk the talk.
Yes. So, yun nga. So, I purchased a term insurance since nga I started, yung basic ko, yun lang ang budget. Yun lang ang kaya ng budget ko. So, I purchased a term insurance which is sobrang cheap niya, but it covered me $1 million for a year. And
So,
it's annually.
Just to give our viewers an idea, around how much kaya ang term insurance?
It's, to be exact, it's 3,800. And I am covered for 1 million.
For how many years?
Actually, it's for a year and
For
then
a
it's
year.
annually renewable.
So, ano ka na, in short, milyonarya ka na.
Yes, my value. Yung value ko is
Economic
million.
value niya is 1 million.
Pag namatay siya.
Ouch. if
Yan, no?
yes, if yan. So, I do BTID, what we call BTID, buy term and invest the difference.
Okay.
Since I worked in a bank assurance, so there's a lot of options na pwede kong paglagyan ng investments ko. And I have the time also to monitor it.
Oh, syempre, you're there na.
Yes, nandun na ako, di ba? Then, ang dami kong nababasa sa internet, ang dami kong nakikita. So, I do it. Yun, kumuha din ako ng UITF and I get a mutual fund and I get a term insurance.
Wow, very diversified pala.
Super, actually.
Wow.
Explain ko lang siguro yung invest the difference. Ano
Okay,
ba yung
sige.
tinatawag nilang difference? Kasi
Right,
nalilito
right.
sila eh. Minsan may nagtanong sa akin, meron ba kayong BTID na
Okay.
product? Sabi ko, BTID is not a product, it is a strategy.
Okay, yes,
ganun. So,
actually.
you buy term insurance, which is
Okay.
the, sabi nga na,
The basic insurance.
the basic insurance, and then you invest the difference. Ano ba yung difference? You are comparing it to a 2-in-1 product.
Okay.
For example, let's say a VUL, you need to pay 20,000
Right.
a year. And then sabi niya, let's say na lang 4,000 yung term insurance. Again, the difference is 16,000. Then you invest that part. Yun yung tinatawag nating BTID. So ang advantage of this naman is you get that whole 16,000 invested already.
Wow.
Comparing it to a VUL, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na unallocated premium or yung part ng premium na hindi agad ini-invest.
So what happens to that po?
Yeah.
Napupunta yan sa setup, of course, marketing, agents commission, sabihin na natin.
Right.
Alam na natin yan, di ba?
Yeah.
And then set up fees, mga ganyan.
We call it premium
actually,
charge.
premium charge goes to the company. Ayan. Yeah. So,
But it's, may certain years lang siya. Baka isipin
Yes.
kasi ng mga tao na ano ba yan, nagbabayad kami, binibigay lang naman namin sa mga sa mga sales na ganyan. But no, kasi ang advantage, especially for VUL, is long-term. Kumbaga, long-term benefits ang makukuha natin. Like, when we retire, yun, kumbaga, retirement, educational plan, marami, very diverse siya. Depende kung ano talaga yung needs mo and goals mo.
I think, pasok to for those people who are very busy. They don't have time to monitor
To
the
really
market,
monitor it.
to be insured at the same time. Ayaw na nilang pirma-pirma, iba't ibang companies. You get a VUL, you get to be insured. You get to be invested as well.
Yes.
Actually, meron may fund managers who manage your funds naman.
Yeah.
So, you don't have the hassle na you trade, you
So, no
buy.
need na. Talagang I put in a fixed amount.
Yes.
And then, bahala na kayo dyan ha. Basta I'm covered.
Yeah.
And I have my investments. So, I have an insurance and investment. Basta bahala na kayo. I don't want to be stressed.
Yeah.
This is my money.
Oo.
yes,
Yun na
that's
lang.
true.
Actually, nabasa ko siya sa internet na yung BTID and VUL, it's like ikaw, nagplant ka ng tree, and then ikaw yung nagdidilig araw-araw.
That's BTID.
That's BTID. But dun sa VUL, you planted a tree and you hire a gardener para magdilig for you.
Correct.
And we call it fund managers. But
Okay.
either way, ang importante, magsimula kang magplant ng tree.
Okay, just to summarize everything. BTID, ikaw yung nag-a-act as your own fund manager, kukuha ng sarili mong insurance, ikaw ang bibili ng iba't ibang mong
Stocks
klase
mo.
investment, stock market, mutual
You're
fund,
very
mutual fund.
active.
Yes, you're
Very
an active investor. While a VUL is you put everything, you have your money, you give your money to the company that you trust. Then at the same time, sila yung bahala magpapalaki ng pera sa inyo. But the big question is, ito, pinaka-favorite to ni Alfonso Gonzalez sa kasama sa Vietnam, si Jess Uy. Yes, ito, favorite question nito. What is better?
Makikipag-away
Yes, ito
sila dito.
talagang magandang, ito lagi nagkakainitan sa forum natin sa Pinoy Insurance Talk sa TGFI. What is better? BTID, buy term and invest the difference, or a variable unit life investment
Unit
insurance.
Unit
Yes,
link.
unit link. Yes.
Actually, there are pros and cons.
Yes.
Okay, sige. Ano yung mga pros and cons na?
For me personally, BTID, well, since ikaw nga yung nagdidilig, no, you have the option to choose which company, which stock you prefer, no?
Yes.
I believe, no, in VULs, the fund managers just choose the stocks na parang blue chip, no? Oo,
Slow growth.
Yes. Oh, but it's very safe. No? And if you are, kunyari, single and medyo adventurous pa tayo in terms of investments, hindi talaga siya mag-i-invest sa mga adventurous speculative stocks.
Yeah.
No? Yan, if yan. So, yun yung kagandahan, no? If you're adventurous, well, hindi ka talaga makakapag-trade sa speculative stocks. However, ang pro naman ng VUL, meron ng mga companies ngayon na you get to invest in offshore stocks, no? Stocks in
Other countries.
Other countries.
Wow.
Bonds in other countries,
Actually.
Asian countries, yan. So, well, if you're in the Philippines, it's very hard to invest in other countries' stocks, no? And I think that is one big advantage, no?
Sa akin naman.
Investing in VUL.
Wow, okay.
For me naman, it all boils down sa preference ng tao. Kasi, why do we choose a product? Usually, it's not just about the pricing. Kasi kung ano talaga, kasi you want to be happy with your own product, with the things that you buy. And usually, 80% of people choose because of their behavior. So sabihin natin, BTIDs, the advantage of it is you get to control your own investment. Diba? And then if you wanna do it on your own, on the side, whether it's UIT, pooled funds, UITF, mutual fund, or direct stock, doesn't matter. Kaya lang, there are people also, hindi ko naman sinasabi yung BTID is only for those investment savvy people.
Yes.
Kasi meron din mga taong mahilig mag-invest, pero they still prefer VUL.
Yeah.
They just don't wanna buy term.
Yeah.
And yun yung mga tao na hindi natin, but the thing is, dapat fully covered. Yun ang unang purpose natin eh. If for example, I need 10 million. If I pay 100,000 for a 10 million coverage for VUL, and yung isa naman is, he only pays so let's say 10,000. May problema ba yung dalawa? Wala, kasi pareho silang covered.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of insurance, is to be insured.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when we choose an opportunity, there will always be something that we will give up.
Yeah.
Another opportunity.
When you say yes to one thing, you say no to another.
Yeah. So some people just we cannot get everything that we need.
Marami pang questions ang ating
Yes.
community.
Marami pa. Alam
Yes.
ko, nabitin dito sila Sir Alfonso. Pero after the show,
Makikipagdebate
tutuloy
pa yung
natin
mga
yung
yan.
discussion. It's BTID
Online
versus VL. Walang nananalo dyan. As per Ron, kung ano yung mag-fit sa personality mo, that's what you get. The important is you get to be insured, you get to be secured.
And the coverage is full.
And the coverage is full, prepare mo yung future mo. But, ang importante dito is to also know yung questions ng mga kasama natin from Wise Cash, yung mga nagtanong. Yes.
Yeah, marami tayong mga questions
Marami
dyan.
tayong
I think
questions.
the first one's coming from Alan Miranda.
Yeah. Prepare tayo ng question. Yes.
Yan. What
Alan
is
Miranda
the best
from Dubai.
insurance for OFWs na may certain number of years on their overseas contract?
Like, gaano katagal? Yung
Say,
years?
they have a certain number of years. Say, 5 years. Let's say 5 years. Or 3 years, 2 years.
Kasi, iba't iba yung depende. May mga 5-year to pay lang, 5 years
Na
to pay,
insurance,
10 years to pay, 20 years to pay. Yung mga term insurance din yung mga annually renewable. But let's say maiksi lang yung term mo sa abroad, I guess dun nagiging advantageous yung but actually pareho lang eh. You can get both eh. Kung 5 years yung term mo, pwede ka na maka-finish ng isang plan in 5 years lang.
Oh, okay.
Tapos, covered ka na for the rest of your life. Actually, meron mga nagka-covered
May mga
until age 100.
Wow.
Yes.
So, kumbaga, ipapattern ko siya kung ilang taon ako sa ibang bansa. Kukunin ko insurance, I should pattern it to whatever, how many years I want to stay abroad. Yun dapat yung gustong kuhanin na insurance.
Yes.
Para covered ka for your
Para
entire
covered ka.
stay.
Yeah.
Actually, kasi yung mga OFWs working abroad na may certain period of, yung contract lang nila, I think their concern is the paying period. Kasi
Masustain ba nila?
Kung masustain ba, if they are going, kasi I used to work abroad in Dubai. So, when I was there, natawagan ako ng credit card company, term insurance. So, okay, it's good for only 1 year. So, I can just renew hanggat nandoon ako. I don't wanna wait pa na kailangan ko muna umuwi bago kumuha ng insurance because I want to be or I need to be protected as soon as possible. So, yung mga friends natin na OFW working abroad, if you can get term insurance right away, get it there. Kasi ano ba yung purpose bakit kayo nag-work abroad, 'di ba? For you to earn. Yes. And then might as well protect that capacity to earn while abroad by getting a term insurance. Do not commit for a long period of payment. Kasi paano kung umuwi na kayo after 3 years and then you're paying a lot. Yun nga, if you are going to do that, kasi isasama mo sa emergency fund mo yung premium na kailangan mong ibayad sa at least.
You have to prepare for it in advance.
So kumbaga, they need to put effort Halimbawa, nasa ibang bansa sila, they don't need to wait pa umuwi ng Pilipinas bago magpa-insure. Kasi if something happened to them there, wala na sila. Let's say they don't have enough money. Siyempre, uwi pa yan from other country to papunta sa Pilipinas. So, they should get from there kung saan man sila nagtatrabaho.
And then short pay.
Yes, marami tayong questions.
Isa pang OFW question ito from Richard Makalintal. As an OFW, ano-anong mga insurance privileges ang meron kami from our membership in OWA, PhilHealth, SSS, or Pag-ibig? Most of us kasi nagbabayad na lang sa mga ito as usual fees. But we don't have idea if meron kami makukuha sa kanila in terms of insurances. Thank you from Richard of Singapore.
Richard of Singapore. Nako. Magandang tanong.
Oo nga, maraming mga mandatory na pinapabayad ng government na. Ano ba yung mga...
Kasi ang concern nila before, ba't ako magbabayad ng PhilHealth, hindi ko siya magagamit dito sa Pilipinas. Pero hindi pala natin alam, pwede pala nating i-reimburse yung mga naggastos nating abroad kung na-hospital tayo. Actually, papadala mo lang yung authority na, kunyari, for example, na-hospital ka. Just send everything to kung sinong pwedeng mag-asikaso, asawa mo man, or
as long as
kapatid mo. Yes, pwedeng ma-reimburse yung sa PhilHealth. And then, of course, meron tayong dependents without the need of increase in premium. For example, spouse, children, or yung mga parents nating above 60. When you pay PhilHealth, hindi mo na kailangang magdagdag pa para maging covered din yung mga dependents mo. So, kahit nasa abroad ka, pwede yung magamit yung PhilHealth.
Okay. So, aside from PhilHealth, yung OWA, is there anything na may, i-cover? Yeah.
Meron tayong, of course, death benefit.
Yeah.
Meron ding,
the basics.
Yes, meron ding total and permanent disability. Meron ding repatriation, yung mga ganyan. And then, nagtuturo din sila para makatulong sa mga pamilya ng mga OFW. Nagbibigay sila ng mga education trainings.
Okay.
Even, kasi kahit nga yung mga, para makapagbuo ng business, yes,
So, at least,
kaya lang, the thing is, ang nangyayari lang kasi is, parang hindi na lang nila pinapansin yung mga ganung bagay. So, ang dami mga OFW na nagkasakit sa ibang bansa na hindi pala nila, pwede ko palang reimburse sa PhilHealth.
Now, they know that already.
It has to be done within 6 months, 180 days.
180 days from
pagkatapos mo na nagkasakit.
Na-confine, kumbaga.
Kung kailangan ka na discharge, mga 6 months.
So, mga kababayan nating OFWs watching all over the world, sabi nga ni Ron Magsalin, pwede reimburse within 6 months or 180 days from the time na magkasakit. Okay? So, wag puro reklamo. You have to ask your embassy kung ano dapat yung gawin, ano dapat yung step by step. Of course, that's your benefit. You must use that. Other question from our mga kawais
cash. We have another question, maybe.
Yeah.
From Resume Perater, for singles po with no dependents, which is better, a health insurance or a life insurance? I've read po na it's cheaper to get a life insurance while still single, but at the same time, I'm quite interested in the critical illness aspect of a health insurance. I have an HMO, but I know it can only help me to a certain extent. Any thoughts po?
Yeah.
Actually, meron namang life insurance na merong critical illness coverage, as I mentioned kanina. So, meron naman talaga nun.
Even VUL and whole life na yung whole life kasi natin, it's purely insurance. Yung iba't ibang klaseng benefits could be critical, medical reimbursement sa mga accidents, ganyan, and then life, and then may terminal and critical illness. I know a product na it covers all, actually. And then sa VUL natin, meron din, the good thing about VUL is covered ka na nung lahat ng benefits na yun, at the same time, you have the investment part.
Okay.
Ayun.
So, say, single ka, is it okay pa rin na kukuha ko ng VL or kukuha ko ng health insurance? Kasi yung madalas nating na-encounter
Yung tungkol sa question niya, health insurance lang ba? Or pinagpipili niya life or health lang
Life or health, either of the two
Medyo, kasi ganito, kung libre sana mamatay dito sa atin, di ba? Kung wala na tayong gagastusin, di ba? If you don't have, kung ayaw mo ipasa yung burden, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na expenses associated with death. Yun yung mga immediate expenses. If sa tingin mo, that's already covered, like funeral, mga burial, or kung may mga liabilities ka na ayaw mong ipasa sa pamilya mo,
get an insurance.
Get a death benefit.
Get a death benefit.
A life insurance with death benefit. But I suggest talaga, kailangan din may critical illness. Because the number one cause, top causes of death now in the Philippines are critical illnesses or yung mga life-threatening like stroke, cancer, or heart attack. Anong mas importante? Mas importante sa atin na i-continue yung buhay. So, ubusin ng pamilya niyo yung pera niyo para lang gumaling kayo at mabuhay. Might as well get that priority. For me, priority mo muna yun.
Yeah.
And then, life insurance.
Yeah, mas maganda
or if
kasi
we can combine the life insurance with the critical illness benefit,
Yun. Also, if single, no, at least you don't have other things to worry about.
You just don't want to depend on others when you need the money.
That's true.
We have one last question. One last question.
From Jonah Kale, meron po bang health insurance para sa mga medyo may edad na, mga 40s, at medyo may sakit na? Medyo lang naman to
Medyo.
Ano yung medyo na yan?
Medyo lang. Anay daw niya kasi mild stroke lang naman. Pero okay na. Pero okay na. At na-operahan na rin ng myoma. Papa niya may kidney naman. Kidney yung problema. Yeah, most of my savings kasi napupunta sa emergency fund para sa kanila, just in case kailanganin ng pera. Meron nga ba health insurance?
Yes.
Ikaw muna.
Actually, I have a client. Yun yung last client ko. Meron siyang previous history ng cancer, but cleared na siya sa cancer. Pero pinag-take siya ng medical examination. If you have pre-existing illnesses, kailangan kang mag-undergo ng medical. Ayun, to know kung meron pa. Syempre, tapos yung underwriter na yung bahala to approve yung policy mo.
Yung underwriter, explain na natin yung underwriter.
What's underwriter?
Sila yung nag-check ng medical standing or even occupational
parang screening committee.
Sila yung nag-accept kung pwede or hindi.
So
But with the case ng sa mild stroke.
You'll be either declined or magiging rated. What is rated? You'll have the same benefit but in a higher cost, no? Since you have the higher possibility to have critical illness or to die early kasi you have pre-existing conditions. Ayun. Your insurance will be more expensive.
Yung cost of insurance niya mas malaki.
But we have to accept that insurance still a business.
Right.
And then insurance companies really need to earn. Why? They need to protect all the other policy holders. Kasi saan ba nanggagaling yung pinambabayad sa mga nandoon din sa fund. So kung ang mga magiging clients nila are, for example, lahat may sakit na. Kung lahat yan nagkasakit at nawala,
Puro palabas yan.
mangyayari, malulugi talaga yung business. So, the only time that you can get an insurance is when you don't need it.
Yeah.
Ayun lang. Yun lang talaga. So, sa case ng mild stroke, I'm sorry talaga. Masasabi ko talaga na there's a possibility or malaki yung possibility that it will be declined. But meron pa rin tayong SSS, meron pa rin tayong PhilHealth.
Take
advantage.
How about, say, single pay VUL? Yung, kumbaga, I have a big chunk of money, kukunin ko yung one-time bagsakan. Will I still be covered?
Ang single pay VUL kasi is for the first 2 years, the only coverage is accident.
Okay.
So kahit na for example, may sakit na may heart attack, if kukuha siya ng term insurance pero personal accident lang, pwede pa rin silang kumuha. But the thing with single pay VUL, it's more on investment, not really protection.
Okay.
But if that person has a lot, pwede pa rin siyang ma-decline though, pero kung meron siyang malaking assets, and then lagay na lang niya sa single pay, ang pinoprotektahan niya ngayon, yung asset.
Yung asset.
Not really,
nice.
The income.
Maganda ang pagkaka-explain ng ating
Thank
mga
you so much
guests
to
for today.
Our community members who had their questions. By the way, Floyd, gusto ko pong mag-hi sa mga friends natin. Si Sir Darwin Panganiban and Michelle Panganiban. Both are unit managers from True Life UK. Hello, they're watching right now. They're both financial consultants and trainers. And they've been in the industry for 5 years now. Trained sila in Singapore and Malaysia. Very world-class talaga. And ang maganda dito is they have offers for individual clients and corporations. For individuals, they offer a consultation and financial needs analysis for free. They will help you reach your financial goals and orient you on how you can protect yourself against critical illnesses, as sabi kanina. For corporate clients naman, they offer free seminars for employees about the value of savings and protection. If you want to be in business with them, you can contact them 0920-927-6970. 0920-927-6970.
Okay, wow! Sobrang makabulahan tong araw na to is sobrang dami ko natutunan. If I'm just a newbie, gusto kong makakuha ng insurance at napanood ko tong episode na to, kukuha ko ng insurance right after.
And I'm sure a lot of people became interested in insurance after this episode. Sino nga ba naman nakakalam what will happen to us tomorrow or maybe later, di ba? We can never tell. Sabi nga nila, we can never can tell.
We can never can tell.
Actually, gusto lang natin kuhanan ng final words yung ating mga guests for today. Ano yung maipapayo nyo sa ating mga tagapanood? All over the world.
Ang ating 1 million viewers all over the world.
Ako, i-reiterate ko lang yung, sorry I'm not sure if it's Confucius, pero sabi ni Confucius, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. So, ayun. If you want to get an insurance, the perfect time is now.
Okay.
Gusto ko lang sabihin sa lahat, we have economic value. We have the capacity to earn. If you will get insurance, alam mo na nadagdagan na agad ang economic value mo. So if you get a 10 million coverage, that means that your life is plus 10 million pesos. The value of your life. Okay, but
okay, ako naman, ang nakakabili actually ng insurance is not your premium, but it is your health. That will define your insurance. So you should buy insurance as early as now and as long as you're healthy. That's the best time to have.
So kahit sa anong bagay naman, time is always at an advantage.
Yes. And it's not about death, it's about life. Kaya siya tinawag na life insurance.
Life insurance.
Daming natutunan ngayong araw na to.
So many learnings today, and sana mas mahaba pa yung time natin, but I'm sure nabitin ang ating mga viewers. 1 million viewers natin all over the world, nabitin sila.
Take note, Isa and guys, this is just step 2 ng ating ladder. We have 5 ladders. So nagpunta na tayo sa improving the cash flow, yung money-making machines natin. Now we're in the second step, which is getting secured to being insured. Third step, ano yung third step natin, Ace?
Managing their debt. Saying no to bad debt. But mag-aabang tayo ng mga responses from our community kung talagang gusto pa nila ng next episode, part 2 installment ng ating insurance episode. But for now,
parang nabitin sila eh. But I just want to say, guys, magbibigay tayo ng passes for TGFI, the Global Filipino Investors upcoming event, the September 27. Diyan yan sa may Call Financial in TechType.
In TechType, Philippines.
Contact us in case you want to attend. Pero if you want to get this for free, later we'll share the link of this episode. You just have to share it and sabihin nyo kung ano natutunan nyo sa show na to. And also include yung hashtag WiseCash. That's simple. Okay?
Make sure to tag your friends and make your post public so we'll see it.
Mamimili kami ng 2 winners. You'll know about entrepreneurship, about business, paano magsimula. You're having a problem with your business. Gusto nyo maging mentored by the known or kilalang mga CEOs in the country. Senator Bam Aquino also has a message for us. Yan yung Go Negosyo Bill AC. Didiscuss niya rin yan doon sa ating event. Join us September 27. If we want to get it for free, share the link later and also use the hashtag WiseCash.
Don't forget, hashtag WiseCash.
Okay.
But for now, I'm sure nabitin tayo. For now, we have to say goodbye muna. And we'll see you the next time. Here on
WiseCash! Ash!
Annyeong!
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.